Hey, konnichiwa minasan, it's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. How are you doing? Are you good? I hope you're genki. Okay, it was hard to choose one comic to review this week so far because there are some cracking releases, but I've got to say, out of all the comics I've read so far, I think this is my favourite this week. It is Rook Exodus issue 3, written by Jeff Johns. It's got art by Jason Fabok, and colours by Brad Anderson. Tell you what, first of all, look at this cover. How cool is that? The cover gives you a hint of what's inside, because this issue 3, it really expands upon the world building here, the lore of Rook Exodus. It's so cool. We get to meet a lot more of these. What even are they, like these characters which are connected to animals through these crazy helmets? So a lot more of the wardens of this world, and there are some really, really cool ones in here. I'm going to show a couple in the story summary, but I'm not going to spoil it, don't worry. So yeah, thinking about it, from the Ghost Machine releases, Geiger, Redcoat, which is also awesome this week, and Rook. I think this is my favourite. Rook's become a favourite title, but you know, it can change yet again. It's very close between Rook and Redcoat. I recommend them both. But yeah, if you're not sure about it, if you're sitting on the fence with Ghost Machine, it's not too late to get on board. This is only issue 3. It's $3.99. Fantastic art, as I already said, by Jason Fabok. Great colours, just a really good story. And as I say, it builds on the lore, it builds on the world, and it makes you hungry for more. And ends on a big cliffhanger, which I'm not going to spoil, don't worry. Okay, so as always, I'll give a story summary. Please keep watching, and here we go. Previously in Rook. With his escape craft now in ruins, Rook finds himself on the run from the barbaric bear warden Ursar. Joined with the wolf warden Direwolf, they need to find allies, and find them fast. We open on an abandoned boardwalk. We can see signs for casinos, food, cinema, arcades. The narration says that the boardwalk was designed to replicate a bygone era, back when simple games made people laugh. You guess it's Rook that's narrating, and he's saying he never had the instinct to gamble. Not like Direwolf. So we get a great full page here of Direwolf and Rook. I love the design of Direwolf. How sexy does she look? We get a little bit of narration where we hear about Rook, how he prefers to plan things, whereas Direwolf takes risks. Direwolf wants to take the boat, but Rook's not sure. It looks like it's in a mess. It's the right state. Are they sure it's in any shape for the trip? Maybe not, but it's the quickest way to the wildlife grid. Great close-ups here of the wolf, Direwolf's helmet, and then she disconnects it. Rook asks if they're going to meet Direwolf's father at the grid, but she tells him he's already dead. Ursar killed him. Donika, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Then Rook advises her to put the helmet back on. Without it, we're nothing but a meal to them. She replies that it's the mask that allows them to establish a connection initially, but once you do, the helmet can become secondary. You have to trust the animals and they'll trust you. She still looks hungry, says Rook. Again, great detail on these close-ups of the helmets and the direwolf. The wolf. Not direwolf, that's Game of Thrones, isn't it? Direwolf is the character. Look at the detail on the wolf there in the centre panel. It's just gorgeous art by Fabok. Then we get a little bit of recap in the narration box here. Ursar stole one of the warden's helmets to control the bears. No one knows his identity, but he's hunting them for their helmets. He killed Rook's best friend, Swine, the warden of boars, and Donika's father, Bloodhound, the warden of wild dogs. Then we get this great double-page spread of the wildlife grid. Rook is wishing his friend Swine was still alive to see this. He hasn't witnessed water this blue or vegetation this green in over a year. We're told here the grid is a broadcasting orb responsible for connecting the helmets to the animals. Alongside the world engine, the grid is the most powerful piece of tech ever created. At the grid, they are greeted by Carapace. Now, I had to look that up. It's the hard outer shell of a tortoise. We're told he's 118 years old under that helmet. It's a pretty cool design, isn't it? I love the shield, like the tortoise shell shield he's got there. Look at the size of that mace he's holding. He's a friend of yours, right? Of course. Carapace raises his mace. There's a click. You see? There's a huge sound from behind them. Something or some things rising out of the water. We see two giant tortoises or turtles. They're decked with huge guns and they're all loaded, of course, and pointed at Rook and Direwolf. Okay, let me skip ahead a few pages. We've got Carapace here, Direwolf and Rook. Carapace doesn't seem to trust Rook. Well, not trust so much. He can't be relied upon, says Carapace. From listening to the grid, hearing all the wardens, he knows that Rook wanted to escape. He'd build a rocket, which is how we started this series. So it sounds like here Carapace has built this community and wants to protect what they've got, what's left, whereas he thinks Rook just wants to escape, get out of here. Here Direwolf is talking about plugging into the grid, sending a warning, an SOS, and then building an army. If you look closely at the graphics there, you see the world, the globe. Around it there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different helmets. Can you see them? Can you guess what they are? I tell you, this gets paid off later on and it's so cool, but I'm not going to spoil it in this summary. Time to connect, says Direwolf. The world is sucked away by a vacuum as everything goes quiet. And then I hear them. Okay, as I already said, I don't want to spoil too much, but just let me show the first two that we find, the first two that get the connection. There is Vulpes, Reynard the Fox, and Tegenaria Domestica, Arachne the Spider. That spider one is pretty freaky. We don't see the front, we don't see what it looks like. But look at that, it's kind of connected to something, like a Doc Ock style almost. Oh, it's freaky, man. Okay, I'll stop the story summary here. And there you have it. Do you hope you enjoyed that story summary? And how good was the art? I know I keep going on about it, but I love this art by Fabok. Okay, for a score, I'm going to give this a very strong, very powerful, a very entertaining 9 out of 10. Yes, it is that good. And there's only one variant cover. It's by the main artist, Jason Fabok again. Colours by Brad Anderson. But what do you think? A very big close-up on, is it Direwolf? I think it is. Yeah, cool. You can see the long hair in the background there. Alright, so as always, do drop a comment, let me know what you think. Are you buying, are you reading any of the Ghost Machine titles? If so, which is your favourite? I'd love to hear from you. I do always reply to comments. Alright, so this is Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse, signing off for the night, and I hope to see you in a future video. Matane.